Hey everyone, welcome back to part 2 of the Colonies games. So as I said last week, this one is going to be a little bit more degenerate in that we're both going to go with some engines, spoilers. But let's take a look at the board. It is Boring Tharsis. Aspirin, who created the game, did not want to play on the other maps. He just wanted to play on good old Tharsis, so lame. I'm kidding. Um, It's fine. So let's also now look at the colonies, because this is something you also need to consider when you're playing out the game. So we have Europa, which is not a great colony, but it's not bad either. The main reason to do Europa is you want an ocean, which 2 card spot is reason enough to go for an ocean, I suppose. Also, because trading there gets you 1 energy, and that 1 energy can be very useful for various reasons, because 3 energy is so important. IO, we've already talked about how it's usually not the best, and you can get some heat from it, but a colony here is, 3 heat, which is, okay, it's just not fantastic. Callisto, the 1 energy can help, but usually it's not that good. Where this colony shines is typically 2, I'll call it 3 reasons. One is you have an extra trade fleet, and that way the colony bonus gets you extra energy. So now you get, some amount of extra energy with your first trade, and then your second trade you can snap up a higher priority thing like Pluto or Luna or Ceres or whatever. A little niche, but it's a reason for it. Second reason is you have a card that can use a lot of energy, like Physics Complex or High Tech Lab. Those would be instances where it's good. Certainly, power infrastructure as well would be another example. And then lastly is that if you need energy immediately and you didn't actually produce any this generation, so you get just the 3 energy when you trade there. So if you have a dev center, you have to have energy to use it. If you don't have energy because you didn't have any energy production, you could trade Callisto, get your energy, and then use that energy to then draw. So it's a cute little colony. It has some neat uses, but in general it's just not as strong as some of the other ones. And in Enceladus and Miranda, if you have microbes, if you have animals, they're good. If not, they're bad. The one thing to note about these colonies is that until someone gets a microbe or animal, these cubes are not going to increase, which basically means how useful they are is depending on how quickly an animal comes out, basically. Alright, so with that being said, let's look at our corp in hand now. I see Vitor. I pick Vitor most of the time in a Colonies game. That VP appears in a lot more Colonies cards, and so it's going to be very nice. Though the fund is a little bit suspect. I don't really have a good fund in my hand here. Card-wise, good old Dust Seals is not bad with Vitor, so it's unranked, so for the memes, I'm going to definitely pick Dust Seals. Sabotage is good. I think Advanced Ecosystems is probably good enough. With Vitor, Research Outpost, definitely a keep. Mine, definitely a keep. And then we can look at Titan Air Scrapping and Urban Decomposers. So Titan Air Scrapping is not a great Jovian card. It is, I'll be nice. It's a worse security fleet. That's me being nice about it. You have to spend the titanium to put 2 floaters on this card, and then your next action, spend 2 floaters to get a TR up by 1. Yeah, it comes with 2 points, but it costs 21. It has no space discounts. It does have a Jovian tag, but in general, this card is just poo-poo. I am Vitor. That does make it slightly better, but its extreme expensiveness just makes it a no-go for me. Urban Decomposers is a good card. I think this card is pretty nice. The reasons that I don't think it really works here is, 1, these are not colonies I'm really looking to put a colony on, necessarily. I might consider putting a colony on Europa, but I'm willing to bet Aspirin is also looking to put a colony on Europa, and once he does that, it kind of makes it a lot worse, so to speak. Because I would not want to put a colony to get an ocean if you already took the 2-card spot. And I don't really want to put a colony on Io or Callisto either, so it kind of is not appealing to put one on early. I'm going to get a city early because of Research Outpost, but I don't have anything to put the microbes on. I mean, like, it's okay. If I had a better colony to put it on, I think I would keep Urban Decomposers, but here I think I skip it. Even though the colonies aren't great, I still think it's in my interest to try and get the power to trade and get some value from them. So I think Supplier is a card that makes a lot of sense. The Steel to help play it makes a lot of sense too. And then, what's the last prelude? So I know a lot of you would consider Business Empire. Business Empire is nice, but I find that in colony games, prod is not really a problem. You will get prod. To me, cards is the more limiting factor, and because of that, I think Acquired Space Agency makes the most sense to find some targeted space cards. You could make an argument for IO Research Outpost for the science tag and 1 card draw and some titanium, but in general, titanium prod kind of opens you up to AMC, which is always a little bit to worry about, and random card draw is not quite as good as targeted space card draw. So with that, I pick these cards, pick Vitor, and let's roll. Oh, forgot to move it over to the second column, even though it's already selected. Alright, there we go. So Aspirin is playing Saturn Systems and opens up with the old Galilean Mining. So Galilean Mining is not a good prelude, but with Saturn Systems, it's okay. And if he has space cards in the Colonies format, it's not as bad as it is in just base game. And then Experimental Forest, again, I think Experimental Forest's upside is a little bit decreased, but it's still progress towards Gardener, so it's still fine. Alright, what did we lose? We lost the Goat, Martian Rails. He got an Adapted Lichen. We lost Pioneer Settlement, so early colony that's kind of bad is gone. Deimos Down is gone. So Earth Elevator is gone. Imagine I go first and I play Acquired Space Agency and I get Deimos and Earth Elevator. Gosh, I'd feel like such a Chad. Solar Reflectors is gone, so rip to the one good Terraforming card that Colonies adds. Tech Demo gone. Community Service is gone. Trade Envoy's gone. Not that trading was so good. Earth Cat gone. Rat nuts. ICS gone. Sponsors gone. Lunar Mining gone. So that's a big one. Not having to worry about Earth tags as much anymore. And Adaptation Tech is gone. So big things are gone. Deimos means he might be a little bit slower. Earth Elevator means I don't have a ton of titanium prod. Earth Cat gone is a bit of a hit to the engine, and you don't have to worry about Earth tags as much. Alright, so we go ahead and do our cards, and I get AAA. Not a card I want to play, but Lunar Exports is not bad. 5 Mega Credit Production. So, compare Lunar Exports to Immigration Shuttles. So it's a 12 MC difference. So basically, I'm losing 1 or 2 points from the cities, but I'm getting $12 early, which is much better. So Lunar Exports is actually a fantastic development card. So he has Interplanetary Colony Ship. This is the cheap colony. So he does in fact play on Europa, and he draws 2 cards. So as expected, and he skips. I have to fund something. I fund Scientist. Not that Scientist is particularly safe, mind you, but I mean, I can't fund Miner. He's got 3 prod to my 0. I have nothing in my hand to really support Landlord. Banker is a crapshoot in Colonies. I'd never want to fund that early. And Thermalist, it's too easy to contest with stuff, so I'm just going to YOLO on Scientist and see what happens. Go ahead and use the Steel to place the Research Outpost in the spot that I like over here in the east. And you can go and do Lunar Exports and then mine. I could play Dust Seals, but also Dust Seals can still get better, so I will wait. Alright, so not great cards necessarily. So of this pack here, I think card draw is the most important, so I'm going to take Business Network. I am not super expecting to develop a lot of plants this game, though I could, but I just don't have any in my hand right now, so I think digging for cards in the Colonies format is correct. And I expect Aspirin might take Callisto, in which case, do I ever consider cutting Security Fleet? But he also might take Virus, and then I would cut Callisto. And I think Security Fleet going to him is not like something I love because of his 3 TI prod, but with Colonies, there's better space cards than that he wants to play. And I'm a little shocked at this. I don't know what he took over water import from Europa, but I'm sure not giving that back to a Saturn with 2 Jovians already. Alright, so you took the Virus. I think you're supposed to take the Callisto away from him. And I get Lava Flows back, meaning he took Small Animals. So small animals being taken is more reason for me to not invest in Plant Prod unless I can get a lot of Plant Prod, because he's just going to start eating it from me. I think you always take Business Network. And now here's where I am not the most experienced with colony expansion only. I've played a fair bit of all expansion. I even played with a fan version called Rebalanced, where we rebalance a lot of the all expansion cards to make it a little less stupid with some of the stuff you can do. I have not played so much with base card, just Colonies, no Turmoil, no Venus. So my understanding of what I can get away with and what I can't is probably not quite as accurate as some of you that might play this more. I don't think I can afford water import from Europa. I am up against the Saturn systems, so I don't really want to be playing Jovian tags into them. I have no TI prod, and so as a result, I skip these two, and I think I take Business Network and Lava Flows. Yeah. So my reasoning is, because it's Saturn, I don't want to invest, because I don't have any TI prod, I don't want to go Jovians. Now, is that right? We'll see. Alright, so what am I doing here? I am trading on Europa, because Europa has an energy prod. I could always standard power for 11, right? That's stupid cards are covering it up. That's all. You could always standard power for 11, or I could just trade here for 9. Aspirin does get 1 mega credit by doing so, but I think it's still better to do it for 10, essentially, considering my opponent thing, getting 1 there, versus 11. And then that will allow me to trade on these other colonies in the future. And then let's go ahead and play a card and draw. Oh, wait. Yeah, I'm sabotaging his titanium first. He plays Molehole Area. I'm glad I didn't fund Thermalist. He is going to be looking to probably take some IO trades. I'm going to be looking to deny the IO trades from him. IO and Callisto is where a lot of the heat comes from. So I'm going to want to be trading these 2 colonies here to bully him on the Molehole that he did there. And he plays Mining Area for more titanium prod. He's up to 4 titanium prods, so all space cards are very dangerous here. We're going to draw, and I get BFAT. Again, my opponent is playing Saturn. I don't really want to put expensive Jovians into play. I can't even play this one because I don't have the Jovian tags. I skipped on the other 2, so that's again a no from me. And I just pass. Alright, Electrocat seems like the play to me. Maybe I can trade on Europa. I don't know if Aspirin will let me do that or not, but that would let me get the energy I need. I have steel production. It's my 1VP, so it's better. Bushes is okay since he did play the Molehole Area, but it's still relatively far away, and I don't really want to reward him on the small animals. So it's Electrocat for me, and then I immediately get a power plant. Which might be better. You could certainly consider Titanium Mine, but I'm a little gun-shy about him hitting me with AMC, and I think power is a little more valuable for him since he has 0, as opposed to Titanium Mine when he already has 4 production. He certainly could play Soletta with his Titanium. Heather is more reward for him pushing the heat though, and I think with Io and Callisto the value of Soletta is a lot lower. So I think I just take Heather and then Electrocat and Power Plant. And I don't necessarily have to trade Io right now, though I probably would consider it. But I buy Heather. I don't know if that's right. there is some value since it's a plant tag for advanced ecosystems, but we know he has the small animals, and I don't really want to just play this by itself. So I'm going to say I'm not sure it's right to keep Heather, but we'll see how the game plays out. Imported hydrogen, so he gets another way to spin his titanium. He's gotten a lot of those, and that lets him get a conversion. Can immediately put one around Noctis City there, where he's been playing. He also could have gone up here for 2 steel. The fact he's going around here, 1, might imply that he just needs some plants and wants to get access to some ocean rebates. Or 2, it could imply he has Noctis City. Noctis is harder to find because of the more cards added by colonies, but it is a possibility, and it's something I should keep in mind as a remote possibility. I can go ahead and trade, but I'm going to draw first. Wave power, actually not bad, honestly. 2 oceans down, another probably not too far away. I get Vitor, so it's going to be 7 for a point in the power. It's not bad. I'm going to take it. And I'm going to go ahead and trade with Io, take some heat, bully Aspirin a little bit. Since I had some of the energy roll over from last gen also, that gets me up to 8 heat. And then I can use lava flows with the 8 heat in order to get a heat prod, which might be useful later on. All good reasons to do that. First we play Electrocat and spin my plant. I don't see myself getting another plant anytime soon. Might as well get the value from that. Go and get the power plant to keep trading. Raise heat, play lava flows on the card, see what I draw. And better lucky than good is all I can say about that. Welcome AI Central. I feel a lot better about that Scientist Fund now than I did before. Oh my gosh. And then like this pack shows up. Alright, so if you watched my last video, you'll recall one of the busted cards I talked about was Spin-Off Department, and that this card is absolutely stupid and busted. You'll also notice I have an Olympus Conference here. I funded Scientist. It's a tag for my AI Central, and it's also card draw. So it's a tough decision. However, it's not really tough at all. The only pick is Spin-Off Department. I know some of you might be like, really? Yes, Spin-Off Department is that good. I think it is basically an almost always buy and pick over just about anything. Maybe like AI Central or like Anti-Grav or something. There's a little bit more of an argument, but like or Mars U maybe over Anti-Grav. But versus something like Olympus, I think Spin-Off is just better. Corona Extractor is okay, but the science tag requirement is pretty far away for Aspirin. Great Dam is actually a little more interesting with the power here, but I think cutting the GHG factories from him is probably more valuable because he already has 4 heat. He might want to get it up to 8 to have a TR each gen, and yeah, I think that's just better. So yeah, predictably he takes the science tag away. I at least get mineral deposit back as some compensation. GHG factories I have no interest in. Spin-Off is definitely a pick. Mineral Deposit definitely a pick. Great Dam is the only other one to consider. 2 oceans down, 2 away. I already have wave power. I don't think Great Dam is quite good enough, but it's worth thinking about. Okay, another gen. Where do I want to trade? I could trade Europa and get another energy, but I don't really need energy right now. Callisto gives me basically +4 heat, and I kind of like the idea of that. Again, trying to bully Aspirin a little bit on the heat track. And so this 7 energy will go over here to become heat. I get more heat. I can threaten the heat prod here. It just works out nicely. And the nice thing about Spin-Off is it also gives you 2 mega credits. This card could not even give that, and it would still be really good. But just, like, imagine, it's a sponsors that for 4 mega credits, every time you play a card more than 20 MC, draw a card. Like, I don't know what they were thinking, dude. I really don't. He plays Olympus Conference and then plays Restricted Area. The 1-2 punch of, oh, that's so unfortunate. Blocks my mineral. It's kind of rude. I'm a little surprised he did it there. I'd have thought he'd have wanted to do it here to block me off from some ocean rebates, but I guess he sees I'm not looking to get into the plant game anytime soon. So yeah, that sucks. I'm losing Scientist now. He has some card draw of his own. The Olympus Conference paying off for him there. Maybe restricted areas when he took over water import from Europa, but also he was a little late in playing it, so I'm not quite sure. Well, I'm going to draw a card, and it's Aquifer Pumping. Nope, not interested. That is too expensive. I don't know where kelp and algae are. I'm not interested in playing that, but I am interested in Spin-Off Department. Why did I play Spin-Off Department and not Mineral Deposit? I don't need to play Mineral Deposit to play Spin-Off. I have a Steel Dump in hand in AI Central, and I could always make this better with discounts and or Media Group. Aspen draws, he raises heat, seemingly implying he has Asteroid or some other heat-raising card next generation, or he doesn't care and he's gonna let me have it. Or maybe he has the old heat trappers ready to hit me with. If he does have a asteroid, like say Giant Ice Asteroid to place down 2 oceans, I would hate to lose my Dust Seals value, so I'm just gonna go ahead and play it here to play around that possibility. Tech Stress Power. Aspirin is now ready to get into the trading game. Maybe looking to trade Io, and then with the 4 heat, he'll be able to raise it to get the heat prod. That's the other possibility is trading Europa to get a plant prod. I think both of those make some sense here. Okay, I don't want to give him Titan Floating Launch Pad. It's a Jovian tag that is going to let him trade for free if he wants to. And Air Raid over here is a little bit interesting as well if I take the Titan Floating Launch Pad, because I could then play that and then steal 5 mega credits from him. So, -5 for him, +3 for me, or +2 for me because I had to buy the card. So 7 cash swing, or 14 cash swing. But yeah, it's decent. So I think you still take the Titan Floating Launchpad first and then see what comes. Okay, Airliners is really sick with Titan Floating Launchpad as well. But Heavy Taxation is a really good card, even though it's Gen 5. It's still good enough. Earth tags exist out there that want more Earth tags. We know lunar mining is gone, but Heavy Taxation is still good enough, I think. He does take Underground City, which I found interesting. I didn't think Underground City was that good. I'm going to take Air Raid because I have a floater source here. And then Airliners. Again, I think that's a mistake as well. I think Airliners was better than the other card there. And so now I could put Airliners on the Titan Floating Launchpad and have even more trading. I'm not loving putting Airliners on the launch pad, but it is something I can do. So I'm going to buy all 4 here. I think they're all good enough. He does get the plant prod. He chooses not to go for the heat, which is fine. Alright, so some of you might get the feeling of, oh, I'm going to trade IO here, but I think that's not really the best thing. It's +1 heat. I'm not really so excited about +1 heat. I'd rather, if I'm looking to deny it from IO, sure, maybe, but in this case, I'd rather the colony just go up a little bit personally and just trade for a little bit more value next gen, because I don't really have that much exciting next gen either. Draw a card first, and Immigration Shuttles is not what I'm looking for. Lunar Exports was good. Immigration Shuttles Gen 5, not so good. So, alright, making me a liar. I was not thinking about buying it, but now that I am thinking about the game a little bit more, it's because of the spin-off department. That is why I took it. It's because I figured with the Vitor rebate, this is 30 mega credits and draw a card for 5 MC prod. That's probably going to be worth 1 point. I'm not sure it's right, honestly. I think if I were to play the game right now, I would skip it, but hey, so be it. I am willing to play a little more silly with the games, or Mimi, when it is no elo on the line. Methane from Titan, he is going more Joves. Got one of the better terraforming Joves here. And then that adapted lichen comes down. Since it gets him up to 6 plant prod, I think it makes some sense. He can now, SP greenery, convert if he wants, and keep pushing the O2 track like that. So I'm gonna play it to draw a card with my spin-off department. And I get Impactor Swarm, which if I had Joves would be fine, but I don't, so not really that good. I do get to raise the heat up here to get the heat prod, see if I get heat trappered. I do not. I'm going to go ahead and play the Titan floating launch pad, and I'm not going to use it to trade. I'm just going to add the floater because I can use it in the future. Then I can play heavy taxation. I can play the airliners now. Now I'm at 3 floaters to add 2 floaters to it. This is a little bit of a gamble. I'm basically saying by doing this, I don't think it's that likely I'm going to find another floater card that I would want to put these on. So I'm just going to go ahead and grab the MC prod and use this to trade for the rest of the game and effectively just have 3 heat prod. This will backfire if I find another floater card, but for now I think it's okay. Alright. Yeah, Ecozone is really good, but this is a science tag, and it is playable. I really need the AI Central here. Yeah. It's probably not correct, since I am Vitor and I have advanced ecosystems, but I really don't want to lose the Scientist Fund. This is a 10-point flip, right? And it also is progress towards AI Central, which is something I desperately need. So, yeah. And then Antigrav gets passed. I'm like, what the heck? I feel much more justified about my Ecozone pass. I'm sure he's also WTFing about the Ecozone pass. So I'm going to take the Antigrav for sure. Lightning Harvest is a little bit interesting. Ice Moon Colony is not bad. But I think Lightning Harvest with the Vitor of the 1 VP makes more sense. Again, these colonies aren't so great. I don't think Aspirin's looking to play Ice Moon Colony here. Buy 3, I guess. Yeah, I guess I skip Lightning Harvest because I already have Wave Power. That's fine too. I think it's defendable either way. So I'm going to trade, I guess I'm trading Io. Using Titan Floating Launchpad, yep. And then just selling my steel. He's continuing to draw, and he hits his planner milestone, which fine. I have 10 cards in hand. It wasn't anywhere close. I can't get planner. I can't get gardener either. It's just a question of if I can get builder. It's 5-4. I get like fusion power, AI central. Maybe I got a chance. Draw a card. Subres is not really great, but it's something. I could use it for another card over here. I can also play the air raid now and just go ahead and take some money from him and get annoying. He plays the Ecozone, which does get him a conversion, which he likes quite a lot. Notice he is still going around Noctis City, so he could still have it, but he also is just making progress towards the ocean, so maybe it's defendable from that perspective. Subres on the card. I'm feeling a little bit desperate here, and I get Cryo Sleep. Again, better lucky than good in some of these ways. So now I have only 2 energy needed for my trades. Sadly, this does not work with Titan Floating Launchpad. When I was first starting out, thought it should. But when you read what the card says... okay, it won't let me click on the card. Hopefully I didn't just brick this replay. But it says when you trade, you pay 1 less resource for it. But what this says is, as an action, spend 1 floater here to trade. So, essentially, this card text requiring you to spend 1 floater overrides this one of saying, pay 1 less resource. This only applies to the 3 basic ones of 9 money, 3 power, 3 titanium. But I'm going to play it. You better believe it. I'm Vitor, so I get a rebate, and it's my 3rd science tag. So fusion into AI Central, and we're cooking. He trades Europa, gets a cash and another energy prod. Makes perfect sense. and claims his gardener. I play AI Central, which draws me a card, thanks to spin-off department. And you know, I'd play a Building Industries here. Satellites is not too bad either, honestly, but not quite good enough. And Building Industries is my last building tag, lets me get Builder. Not that I think Mayor or Terraformer were exactly a threat right now, but I'm nice to have that. And then, I'm immediately punished. Red Spot Observatory, my beloved. I could have been using you with the airliners in order to get some cards, but alright. Miranda Resort is really good for me. It is 5 prod, but Red Spot Observatory is card draw, victory points, science tag to anti-grav. You have to take the Red Spot Observatory, and suddenly I'm not going to be trading with Titan Air Floating Launchpad anymore. Gosh, that's a mouthful. TFLP? It doesn't quite roll off the tongue like GIA does. I don't know. We're going to have to workshop this one. We're going to just call it Launchpad for now. Launchpad is not going to be trading anymore. It's going to be feeding floaters onto Red Spot, and we're going to be drawing cards. And if I feel the need to trade with one of these colonies, I will, but it's not exactly exciting. Okay, I'm not going to give him Vesta, that's for sure. These other cards aren't good enough. The land claim is cute, right? Just pow, block him off there. And then he gives me Miranda back. He wants Cupola. Which, I mean, I get I had the steel prod, but I think that's crazy. Miranda's so good for me. Yeah, it gives him a prod. But suddenly, I have a bit of a Jovian hand forming up here. I have the discount for the anti-grab. I have the satellites rewarding me for playing space tags. I'm Vitor, which also gets rewarded for these. Like, starting to see the vision here. And this is like one of the silly things about colonies, is in base game, would I ever be playing 3 Jovian tags in Gen 7 into a Saturn player? Absolutely not. In this game, am I going to be doing that? Yeah, absolutely. I skip on the Vesta because it's not good enough. I'm still scared about AMC. I don't think it's worth risking getting tapped with AMC. In fact, I speculate that Vesta might even be good. I suspect the reason he might have passed Vesta is for me to play it so he can play AMC on me. So that's why I skip it here. I wouldn't call it a mistake to play it necessarily. Notice he also didn't buy any cards. He did not like that draft, which is interesting to me. Why did he take over Vesta that he thought he should not keep? Don't know. Anyway, he's still trading here. That is the benefit of Europa. Every gen you can just keep raising your energy more, so it's like getting one, energy prod / heat each gen and 1 cash. So, it's not a bad colony early on, especially if you get 2 cards from it. Draw cards. Predators. Let's go. If only he hadn't played Protected Habs immediately before it. As is, it's still not bad. It's still an animal I can use for advanced ecosystem tag. I could still trade on Miranda. I could even eat my own animals if I find other animals. And Aos to go with it ain't bad either. Can't be too upset with that. He draws and plays NRA. Okay, well, that was a speculation from the adapted Lycan. The Ecozone hurting a little bit now since I made that possible for him. But, well, I got AI online, so I don't regret my decision. I draw the GIA. I will take it, though I'm not sure if I'm going to play it. We'll have to see. Cards like these, it's never quite clear if you should... Some would argue you should skip it, because I feel like I'm playing a more engine-y line. But Aspirin's not exactly slacking off on the engine either, with some card draw and some good production on the Titanium. So maybe I'm doing engine, but maybe he starts to pull ahead and suddenly I want the game to end. A card like GIA lets me make progress towards that. If I don't have a card like GIA, then I lose the ability to dictate the pace of the game. And so it's a card that I think you should basically always buy if there's heat and oceans remaining. Or unless you're absolutely 100% sure, you are never playing it because it's going to result in you losing. In this case, it's well worth the 2 mega credit gamble to hold on to it. And I'm playing the red spot. Time to draw some cards. And I get Martian Zoo. Well, well, well. It's a little late, and we don't have a city down yet, but I do remember Aspen took a cupola. I wonder if he will play it. At any rate, Martian Zoo could be something that my predators will eat. I can also trade on Miranda to add the animals to the Martian Zoo, which is kind of interesting. He funds Landlord for 14. Yeah, I think he's crushing me on Landlord. That is not surprising. We're adding the floater to red spot from the launch pad. We're drawing, and I get Media Archives. That could be good later on, too. Play the Miranda. He gets 1 mega credit. I get 5, though. Banker is looking more and more feasible for me here. Satellites are 4. For 2 energy, I'll go ahead and get 5, so, 3 heat, essentially. It's worth it. Gets me another one there. Okay, real interesting here. So, if you remember, what did I say one of the most busted cards in the game was? And it is Spaceport Colony. Absolutely, ludicrously busted. However, I don't even have a colony, and I'm not really so keen on putting 2 colonies on any of these places. It's like okay on Miranda, but it's just expensive, and it's not really doing that much in a 2-player game where most of the colonies aren't filled up. Nitrogen from Titan is denying a decent card from Aspirin because it's a Jovian card. It is drawing me a card because, spin-off department. I get the Vitor discount, and I get 2 floaters, which I can use to play onto my red spot observatory, which, ain't that bad. So this is a very weird colony setup that I think is actually correct to skip on Spaceport Colony. Normally I would not say it's correct, but here I think it is. Power, not that interesting. I think special design is more interesting. And then it comes back, which I think is hilarious. And I think even more hilarious is I don't think I'm supposed to take it. I think I'm supposed to take grass because of his eco zone. So 4th pick, Spaceport Colony. It is maybe the only time you will ever see it. I've certainly had my share of funny pass-arounds like the 4th pick Earth Cat I had in a 3-player game once, which was very funny. And here we have the 4th pick Spaceport Colony. I don't think it's very good for Aspirin. He's welcome to play it. But I buy 1, he keeps 2. We'll see what he decides to do here. I draw and I get research. Oh, baby. So now I can research anti-grav. I'm telling you, better lucky than good, but the fact he gave me the anti-grav makes me not feel too much sympathy here. Commercial district? I mean, I got the steel. I got the power. I'm Vitor, sure. Sure, we'll do that. Lets me be a little annoying with cutting him off. And then, oh, the Mars University. You hate to see that. But we're just going to draw with research. Insulation makes the banker fund a little safer if I want to do it. Not that I super want to. Solar wind power. Aspen, you're really going to make me fight for this scientist, aren't you? Fine. He's definitely wanting every science tag he can find now, since he has Mars U and Olympus Conference. Gets his energy prod up even higher. I play anti-grav, and I go ahead and just take some money from him. He tows a comet. Gonna just start planting the trees along the ocean. I'm just going to draw some cards myself, my launch pad into the imported. GHG not the worst if city comes down, because then I can use the Martian Zoo and get some money and then eat it with the predators. It's kind of funny. Plays the Lichen, gets the eco zone going up more. I'm going to play the commercial district. We get to discuss here about where I should place it. So you could argue he has Noctis City. You could also argue he's just going logically from the experimental forest over to ocean rebates. So it's really hard to say that, yes, he has Noctis City. It wouldn't necessarily be bad to put it here, but I also can go for a guaranteed point over here and have access to these ocean rebates a little bit easier. I also could go down here and mess with his ocean rebates down here and block off a city if he decides to play a cupola city in like this spot. Uh, in this case, I think the extra point is better, but I'm willing to say that it could be wrong, but that was my decision. And I'm just going to go ahead and trade onto Miranda. You might be like, do you have any animals? And my answer is, no, I don't. But it was getting to the point that Aspen was going to be able to trade with the eco zone on the Miranda, and I didn't see the point in letting him get a good trade there, so I'm just going to deplete it myself here so that he can't get it. Insects are 4 prod, so he has 13 plant prod. I have a lot more income, so to speak, but he has a good amount of titanium and a lot more TR, 10 more TR than I do. And I'm just gonna say, all right, let's SP some greeneries. You're leaving me this TR bonus here. I'm just gonna take the TR from your greeneries, and as a result, I'm also gonna get closer to predators, and I'm going to make it so Miranda is better for me. And maybe even eat my Martian Zoo. We'll see. So I just go ahead and grab 4 cash back and then grab a point. Am I like 100% sure this is right? No, but I think it's reasonable enough to make access towards predators and steal points from his plant prod that he's invested so highly into that I think it's defendable. Alright, here it is. The big daddy of the busted cards, Skydox. Alright, this is such a stupid card, and I can play it because I have 5 Earth tags. This is absolutely 100% a first pick. Not even a question. Thank you, Skydox. And I can even trade with it if I want with Launchpad, but probably won't. Card draw in the science? Like, dude, I will happily take that. I don't know why you took it, but I'm sure not giving it to you. Phobos? Alright. It's a little stupid, but hear me out. It is a city, and a city lets me play Martian Zoo, and playing Martian Zoo lets me get 1 mega credit from my Skydox, and it also lets me use my predators to eat from the Martian Zoo. And yeah, it's stupid, but I mean, it's not for Elo, right? Let's go. So he converts. Goes around Noctis. It is looking a lot more likely that he has Noctis City with that play. So the commercial district right here was probably the better move. But, oh well, it is what it is. Comet is nice, not really great. NRB is kind of funny with Enceladus. Could, plop a colony here and trade and basically be able to use it every gen. But, it's Gen 9. If this was like Gen 4, I think it'd be really funny and would consider doing it. But here in Gen 9, I think it's a little too memey. But I'm going to take the heat. Again, I'm wanting to make it awkward for Aspirin. I think he probably should have just... I mean, it's important to protect plants, but losing out on that heat is kind of annoying for him because... we're still a decent ways away. I have the GIA and the Comet now. Deimos is gone from the deck. If he's not being able to grab the heat from Io, it's going to be harder for him to end efficiently. I am down 11 points still, though. So I got grounds to make up. Another science tag. Maybe that's what he had over in Venture's Guild. I think Lagrange over in Venture's Guild is defendable for sure. And I'm going to play the Phobos. Draw a card. And I get Trading Colony. Okay. This could enable some shenanigans, maybe. But, we'll see. But, regardless, that's what I needed for the Martian Zoo. So, let's go ahead and play the Martian Zoo now. He plays the Warp Drive. So, that's one of the other busted cards in this expansion. -4 to all space tags. A little bit less good when you have 4 titanium prod, but still really good. He can now like spam out space tags without any difficulty. And of course, 1.5 cards from it is also pretty nice. Oh, and probe. So even more science. He's really making me work on this science stuff here. So now we play the Skydox though. Get my 1 mega credit from the Martian Zoo. And I get a new trade fleet, so I can trade somewhere if I would like. He plays the bushes all that time ago that he took. That is one of the reasons I've been holding on to the heat, was to not enable the bushes and the trees for him. SF Memorial, yeah, I'd take it. I have -4 to all cards here, right? With Research Outpost, Anti-Grav, and Skydocks. So with -4, buy every card you can see, basically. And the Vitor discount with the VP makes it even more appealing. The Moss comes down. He's getting a lot of value from that Eco Zone. Earth Office, I'd have liked Earth Office. Arctic Algae, how cruel. It just became unplayable. It's like, really? Really? It just became unplayable. You're doing it like that to me? Whatever. I'm playing imported GHG because it's 1 mega credit value here. And I play the micro mills as well because, you know, why not? And I get space hotels. I mean, use the insulation with the micro mills heat to get more MC prod. Play the space hotels. I feel pretty confident I can fund Banker, and I feel pretty confident he can't really fund any of these other awards. Go ahead and play that wave power I played all that time ago. -4. I pay 4 for it. I get 3 back. Decent deal as Vitor. And we pass. Alright. Oh boy, it's another of the busted cards. Spaceport. A little less busted since trading 3 times is not that good with these colonies, but I'm still going to take it. I don't want to let him trade all those times. And oh, Media Group is so fun. But also, Open City is really good here. I don't want to let him like get a good city for his stuff. Asteroid mining, not bad for him with all his space discounts, but not good for him either. Media Group is probably the right pick here. But I think I take Open City just because with all that plant prod, I don't want to give him an efficient city here. Algae and Protected Valley are of similar value, but I take Protected Valley just because of banker possibilities. Another reason to consider Open City over Media Group. And I just buy the 2 cities. If he's going to have all that plant prod, I'm just going to hold on to the heat, and I'm going to just try and leech the points off the board wherever I can. And fund banker. Just go ahead and secure it. Market manipulation is really funny. And it's an Earth tag too, which helps out with the ye old Martian Zoo getting me some money. He draws his cards, gets the Media Group down. Imported nitrogen is huge. And now I can use NRB or GHG with the microbes there. Animals with predators. I can use Enceladus if I want to, but not necessarily looking to. Invention Contest is super annoying since he has Media Group and both the Science Tag Manipulators. So he gets to see like 5 cards here. And converts, but that conversion does turn on my Predators, which I'm alright with that. And I can now play that trading colony onto Miranda with my Predators. So get a point. And now I can trade on Miranda to get 2 points, except Aspirin, being a jerk, trades on Miranda. So he can get his animals on Eco Zone and deny me my Predators. All's fair. I did it to him earlier as well, but at least it draws me a card. An old fuel factory. That's not really what I wanted. Now I'm going to play the Spaceport, and I'm going to draw a card because Spin-Off Department, and all these cards that are more than 20, I want to play because of Spin-Off. Tardigrades. You know, it's 3 mega credits, right? I mean, I can't be too mad about that. So sure, come here, Tardies. Permafrost gets him up to 5. That lets him play that algae that I passed him. He's raising his heat. He is looking like he might be able to end the game Gen 11, maybe Gen 12. It depends. Does a wild tag even do anything for me? I don't really think so here. So I'm going to skip it. And draw livestock, though. I mean, take the VP cards when you have -4 in your Vitor. Okay, Ice Asteroid, he definitely looks like he can end Gen 11 now. So he just gets a nice 6-pocket setup, and he's going to be able to get 10 mega credits from the ground. It's quite nice. He probably is going to, yeah, he goes here to block the 4 mega credits from me, and he'll get to this when he gets to it. I market manipulation. I am going to lower Europa so he doesn't get a plant prod from it. And I'm going to increase Callisto up a little bit because I'm going to just plan on trading Callisto. Trading Callisto seems nice to me because it gets me a lot of energy, which I can use to trade other places with my extra 2 trade fleets. Not that I necessarily am going to want to, but I can now. 13%, if only I had birds, that would be really nice, but I don't. I've got livestock instead. I'm going to go ahead and take the heat, though, and get the bonus ocean. I get the feeling that Aspirin can end regardless, so I might as well get the TR wherever I can. He standards an asteroid, which I think is a little weird. Like, if I have mangrove or something, then he's enabling it, but I also had it anyway with my remaining heat. But in that case, is he really saying that 14 for 2 points is the best that he's got in his hand? That's good for me if it is the case. I sell a card. I don't want to take the heat before he shows where he's at with his end of game. Ah, the mangrove. So he's going to get the last O2 as well. That's pretty strong. Even than the Ecozone stuff too. But hey, that random header from a long time ago, I'm now a genius as I can now play my livestock. So, you know, not too bad. I also could have done cloud seeding, of course, but heather's better because it is a little cheaper and it is the plant tag for the advanced ecosystems. Go ahead and play the imported nitrogen. Just add the microbes to the tardies. I could add it to GHG, but it's pointless. I can just raise the heat to have that done. I could do the NRB, but it's not that useful. Martian Survey, too late. It's not good enough. Martian Zoo get me 5 cash back, though, which is nice. So now I can... the effort I went to playing it, including that kind of suspect Phobos Space Haven, is still paying off, because now I can get the money, and then my predators can munch on it, and so it is getting me some value of a point and money each generation, which makes the Phobos worth it, I think. Though then I found the space port, and that defeated the whole point of the Phobos. Regardless, livestock, predators, raise heat, raise all the way up to 8. All that's remaining is 1 ocean. He passed, so I control that the remaining TR. He has to get the last ocean. I can go and play Media Archives, but I had already done the Martian Zoos, so I consider that a small mistake. It means I didn't calculate correctly. I should have done Media Archives first, and then done the Martian Zoo. So, small mistake. But I'm just going to go and play the Open City. I was going to play anyway. Just go ahead and take up more city spots. Go down there, get access to the cards. The 2 plants gets me 8, lets me draw another card if I want, or get 6 cash back. That might be more important. Open City also lets me draw a card because spin-off department. Business contacts, not bad. Yeah, 6 cash seems better to me here. And hey, I get fish. Yeah, I'll take a fish. And Jupiter Floating Station is a point. I'm playing another Jovian tag into Saturn. So be it. And with Vitor and the discounts, I just go ahead and play the fish. And sell a card so I can play the Jupiter Floating Station as well. And just go ahead and start... I can start adding the floater onto Red Spot Observatory. And then draw with that. And now I can trade other places if I want, which is nice. And then I draw TG. Again, better lucky than good. Better lucky than good. I'm not saying this was super skilled, but I am glad that I found TG here. So I decided to go ahead and trade and sell this and throw them on the tardies. Tardies are up to 6 now. I could probably trade and sell this again at some point to get him that last stage of the game. Mass Converter is not particularly good. However, Scientist is a fight. He has 1.5 card draw every time a Science card is played. This does discount some of my cards. I think you still have to take the Mass Converter, even though it's not great. And then the Physics Complex. Oh, baby. Remember what I talked about at the beginning of the video? How Callisto and Physics Complex has some fun interactions? I certainly don't want to give the Physics Complex to the guy with 7 energy here. He's fighting for me on Scientist that gets 1.5 cards. And then Regolith Eaters, yeah, I know, you know, it is a Science tag, but with these 2 Science tags, I'm not that scared. I think Voter Prototypes is better for me, but I guess back then I say, well, I'm going to make sure I win Scientist. It's fine. I don't think it's particularly good, though. And we just take both of these to defend Scientist and Physics Complex because Callisto shenanigans are a real possibility here. He plays the Immigrant City, so he's going to get, 5 points from that card. Makes perfect sense. And he trades on Miranda again, you jerk. That was going to be my trade for 2 on my Predators. But he robbed it from me once again. But at least I draw a card from having it on there. It is a stinky Peroxide Power, but whatever. Magnetizer is playable, though not exactly what you want to be doing. And Jovian Lanterns, I mean, okay. Sure. We've gone this far, why not? I have Terraforming Ganymede in hand. This is 1, 2, 3 points, potentially, with these floaters. Maybe 4 if I want to add it with Red Spot and Jupiter floating onto it. And then the TG as well is 5 points. 5 points for 16, not bad. So I decided to speculate on it. If I use the Titanium for it, even better. He gets Ice Cap Melting, and I'm like, seriously, dude? You got the best ocean in the game for you? Fine. Must be nice to draw it from restricted area. Sub-Zero Saltfish is interesting if I can hit his plant prod to keep him from getting a conversion. But I'm sitting here and I'm going, let's see. He's got 24 already. Noctis City gets him to 26. No, 34. Yeah, 34. 36. He needs to get up to 40. I don't see him getting 4 more plants, so I don't need to worry about buying the Saltfish. What did I forget? I forgot the trees that he got all that time ago. So I should have bought Saltfish to play it when he played trees and screw up his conversions. But I forgot, and so I skipped it. He goes ahead and gets some plants over here. And some cash back. I just continue taking my actions. One of the nice things about going engine and having all these action cards is it allows me to kind of stall out my opponent. He only gets 1 action per gen, basically. Everything else he has to do via cards from his hand or via money. I get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 actions. Meaning I can just take my action for 6 turns and make him do everything. And then after he's expended it all, go, okay, now that you've had to pass, I get to take all my actions with perfect knowledge, which is a big advantage. Alright, he has farming. He opts to play that instead of the trees, maybe? Or maybe with the trees. Virus and hitting my Predators, which is super rude. That card he took all that time ago. My Preds are only worth 1 point now. Very rude. Play the Jovian Lanterns, draw a card, and it's Minority Refuge. Well, hello! Now I can play this basically free colony onto Callisto, trade on Callisto, and be able to do the physics complex. That's fantastic. Thank you very much. He does have that Noctis City, so yeah. Oh well. He's at 20 plants now. If he plays the trees, then he's at 24, and then kicking myself about the saltfish. Way Station gets him closer on Banker, but I have such a Banker lead, I'm not worried about that possibility. I go ahead and trade Callisto, get my energy up. I'm at 6 energy now, thanks to the +1 from the trading colony. He does CEO's favorite projects on the decomposers, which is funny. Is that worth a point? It is not. But with the Media Archive, it gets him enough to play that trees. Mistake for me, I used the titanium. I shouldn't have. It was just auto click, click, click. I needed to have saved the titanium to put on the Jovian Lanterns. 3 mega credits is probably worth a point here in this last gen. So that's a mistake. Corporate Stronghold, not very good. Physics Complex is pretty good, though. Yep, there's the trees, there's the 24, if I wish I'd taken that stupid saltfish. But he's only up by 7 points. He'll get 3 more points, 2 of which are next to a city, so he's going to get 5 more points, so he's at 112. Can I get to 112? Yeah, it seems pretty trivial from here. Physics Complex gets me 2 points. TG lets me draw a card because Spin-Off Department is absolutely insane. Then I get Gene Repair. Sure. I'll play 2 points for 5. Thank you very much. Go ahead and play the Eos for another 2 points for 9. Advanced Ecosystems for 3 points for 4. Oh, so dumb. I don't need to defend Scientist anymore. He doesn't have the science tags. In order to fight it, he already passed. So I can sell off all these science cards that I hoarded. I can play the Magnetizer and get a TR there. I can add floaters onto the Jovian Lanterns. I figure with 8 cash, it's not that likely I'm going to find a better card. So I can just use the floating launch pad to add it to the lanterns. NRB for 1 point. Sell it all off. I could trade with a colony here, which is 1 point, I believe, because my tardigrades is at 7. Yep. And do I do it? I do. So I trade and sell this. My tardigrades get their extra point. And Aspirin gets his conversions. I do not. And so I win 123 to 114, a 9-point victory. Overall, pretty happy with how this game went. As you can see, Aspirin absolutely smoked me on the board here. He got 17, 28 points there, plus however much he got from the TR on the greeneries, but ultimately it just cannot measure up to the power of -4 with AI Central and Spin-Off Department and multiple colony trades and Vitor rebates, and it's just too strong. Interestingly enough, the Jovian Lanterns did not matter because 1 titanium was a point, but also that 3 cash was a point for the Enceladus trade, and I think trading on Enceladus is cooler, so not a mistake in the end, but I should have waited on it, right? Aside from that, what can we learn from this? Multiple trade fleets are busted. This was a terrible setup for the multiple trade fleets, and you can still see how I got good value on monopolizing heat without any real, without too much heat prod. How I was able to abuse Enceladus and Callisto for physics complex and tardigrades points. Even Miranda's Resort, I got 1 point from the animal plus 2 card draws, so yeah, it's not bad. Spin-off department, I drew what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 card draws for free from spin-off department. So that is what I would consider an average result for that card. That's why I value it so highly. Again, just 4 mega credits more than sponsors, and I got to draw 7 cards for it. Very, very strong. And yeah, when did you see, playing 7 Jovian tags into Saturn, only getting 1 molt, and it still being good? Just Colonies things. Obviously, if I had water import from Europa, that'd have been nice, but at the time, I didn't have the card draw or the titanium. I stand by my decision to skip it, but maybe that's wrong. Maybe I should have taken it on the speculation because Colonies. Anyway, that's all I got for you guys today. Hope you guys got to enjoy a little bit more of a D-Gen engine game, going to Gen 11 with me drawing a bunch of cards with -4. Let me know if there's any games that you guys would like for me to review. Would you guys like for me to stick with some more arena games, looking at the current arena formats, or you like looking at Colonies games and seeing how this plays out? You just let me know in any of the YouTube comments, and feel free to send me any games on BGA that you think are interesting, cool, or really close that you want advice on. And with that, I'll see you guys next week. Thanks.